back to the farm here. Like I said in the last video, we finished up planting. Gotta say, this Milo's looking pretty good. There is some bindweed and I think some thistle patches out here. We found out about a chemical that you can spray on the Milo, and we're gonna do that here sometime soon. It's not really a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal to get it sprayed, but right now we got other stuff. Some of the ground that we're gonna plant to hay, we need to get sprayed first because it has the same stuff in it. But you have to spray it and then let it sit for a while, because it would kill the hay grazer. But anyways, now that we're done farming, or now that we're done planting, we're back to doing some farming. What we're gonna do now is the Summerfallow that we'll plant to wheat next year. As you can see up there, it's getting a little green. Then this field here is getting a little green, but we're gonna spray it when we spray this field over here because it has some of the same bindweed. What bindweed is this stuff right here. If I remember right, it's a noxious weed, and it really harms crops. You can have a good stand, and especially with wheat, and it'll just kill it out and overgrow that area. So we're trying to manage that this year. This stuff around the house, this field has gotten worse, this circle, but that's kind of one of the reasons we started putting Milo on here. We used to raise wheat on it, but we needed some weed control, and Milo is kind of one of the best options for us. Alright, so real quickly, while I fold up, just kind of want to show you. This here is what it looks like. Obviously, if we'd be doing the other corner, there'd be one right there. This was the first one I did. As you can see, it had some more. Then this was the second one, and it just had a little patch right there. Then this one, there's a patch right there. And then there's a patch here at the end. But that's what we were doing for today. As you can see, there's one right there. But got these three done, so now we're just folding up, and we'll see what we're gonna do next. Once we finished up planting, though, I did go through and redo some of these wires. When we were planting, is all kind of a mess. As you can see, the wires are all kind of back there, but did that because it's hidden fairly well. Keeps the floor a lot nicer. We do need to clean it, especially down in here. But this button here on the side, this is what actually kind of activates the auto steer. And since I'm done, I'm just gonna shut it off. We used to have this switch down in here, and then it's all just kind of rolled up there. So I pulled it back behind the seat, which behind there is still a bit of a mess. Then I just ran it through here and along in there, just kind of as a way to help clean things up and also make it easier to turn this on and off. down here to the field. I'm moving to this field up here. Right now we're going by one of the fields we planted to Milo, and it might be a little hard to tell, but you can definitely see, you might be able to see it through the recording, through the video. But this Milo's looking really good. We got a pretty good stand on it. It's got a nice dark green color to it, which is really good. It's really coming out between those rows. So far, I'm pretty impressed with our stand on this field and all the other fields. The stand looks great and ready to see what our Milo can do this year. This is some of the better ground that we planted Milo on. And last year, this ground did okay. This was a field that we had in Milo last year, but we planted it a little wet. So far this year, everything we planted, we had decent moisture. We didn't have too much, so that's a good deal. I'm glad to see that this is all up really good. Looks like we got a pretty good stand out in the lagoons where we had to chisel up some tracks from the combines at wheat harvest. So overall, looking pretty good. Alright, so a quick little story about why the stand of wheat isn't real good right in here. Last year, when I was farming this field, as you can kind of tell, it looks like the stand's a little iffy out there, but not like this. That is actually because this is a lagoon right here. And last year when I was farming it, I believe I was coming this way, and I got quite a ways into it, as you can tell, and it was fine. All of a sudden, the tractor just stopped, and it started spinning and spinning. I ended up getting fairly stuck, and we had to bring another tractor down to pull it out. That tractor got so stuck that even after it's been farmed twice and planted with hoe drills, you can still see pretty much the exact marks, because right in here you can kind of see there's two different spots where the wheat's not as good, then wheat's better in between. That's right where the tractor went. So I just thought it was kind of interesting that after being farmed twice and planted with hoe drills, that you could still see where I got stuck. Alright, welcome back to another day. Still farming. We've got a little bit more work since the last time I filmed. I'm on the second field on this full section that we farmed. I got that other one done yesterday and worked on this. I got about halfway done on this one. We were having a little bit of problems. We weren't getting enough traction, so the tractor was constantly power hopping and bouncing, and we could only go in 7th and 8th, and as you might be able to tell, it's kind of hilly. But the reason was, probably won't be able to see it, but we only had 12 of the front weights on, so that's only 1,200 pounds. We have 2,000 pounds worth of weights, and we have them on. We have all 2,000 on now, and as you can see, we're being able to run in 9th. So that's what it was. It's just we're running in soft ground, and with this 7.6 sweep we weren't getting enough traction. It is just causing it to hop. So far it's fixed it, and hopefully that's what it actually was. And then another thing, when I went to start this morning, once we got those weights put on, put it in the ground, and all of a sudden it just started spinning real hard and wasn't moving. Well, this cylinder over here, it ended up shoving all of our cylinder stops off and ruining quite a few. So we had to go through. Luckily we had the right cylinder stops to even it out with this one. So we got the same amount of stops on that side now. So we're going now. It won't take us too long to finish this field, and then we have another rough 100 acres around there that we'll do after this field. And once we get done with this one, we only have 3 more, so should be able to get done here in the next day or two now that we can run the 6 mile an hour that we used to. But so hopefully everything goes good, and then we can start getting ready to plant our hay. Alright, so right now I'm just going through and doing the last pass of the turn rows on this field. I just finished it up. Gonna be moving to another field about the same size as this one. Should be able to get it done today and get moved to the next one. It's only about 12:15 right now, and I can't quite remember exactly how long it takes to do these fields, but just finishing up. It's a little rough going against what I already worked. Luckily today it's pretty nice. The wind's not terrible. The last 2 days we've had some bad wind. But today it's a little more calm and making things a lot easier to work out in. But I'm all finished with this field now. There's a driveway right here, so now I'll just come to the edge and then fold it up, and I'll be heading down for the next field. Another thing I thought to show you guys is this here. I did the 2 fields on one job. Normally I would have done a different job or work file for it, but they're on the same section. We're gonna work them the same angle anyway, so I figured I got a good angle on this first one, and so I just use it for the second one. But anyways, I'm just folding up now. As you can see, for some reason this one, it folds one side up first. Typically it's always this side. Once it gets those two, then once right there, just fold that wing up, and so now it's doing that one. Nothing wrong with it. Normally some of the other equipment, it folds all the wings up in the same sequence, but it works fine. So just getting ready to move to the next field. Then when I get there, I'll probably clean the blades off, because they're getting quite a bit of dirt built up on them. I typically kind of like to go move to the next field, because then there's more of a chance it all comes off, and there's a lot easier to clean the blades off once you get to that next field. Still a fair amount of dirt you have to clean off, but it helps with it. So on to the next field.